Hey guys, I'm Jack Barnwell. I'm down here in Traverse City, Michigan, doing a really special, kind of top secret project for a really good buddy of mine. He and his wife and his 2 young daughters are out of town for a long weekend. So I snuck in here, had a huge pile of boulders delivered. Bunch of topsoil, bunch of plant material, mulch, trees, all kinds of stuff. And we're doing a secret blitz weekend landscape overhaul for him and the family. It's gonna be pretty special, surprising them before they get back. I have some of my crew showing up tomorrow to work the weekend with me, and this is gonna be really cool. So let's dive into this one, and we'll take you guys on the ride. Okay guys, so this one's gonna start with this massive pile of boulders. This is a 30-ton dump of granite boulders. They're a little dirty right now, I see that, but they will pressure wash off and be beautiful. We got some gorgeous color in here in granite boulders. So real happy with this load. There's some real gems in there. I'm excited to dig into those. I'll show you guys through what I'm thinking, what I'm dreaming up here. We've got a very short amount of time to blitz out this project, but I'll paint it out with you guys right now and show you. I've got a bunch of plant material here, and we can go through all this stuff later, especially when I get it all laid out, and show you what I have. Some rhododendron, lots of different ferns and stuff, some beautiful hydrangeas. One of my favorites, the tough stuff hydrangea I've talked about before. But again, we'll go through the whole layout and all this plant material in a little bit. I got a big old pile of topsoil. This is a 10-yard dump of topsoil here. Our local topsoil here in northern Michigan's pretty good. This is a pretty sandy topsoil, but it's gonna be perfect for this site. So I'm happy with that. Got just a few tools here. Like I said, my crew is showing up tomorrow. A couple of my guys, that's it. I'm just bringing a couple of guys here. So I just brought a few tools down from the island for myself to dive into tonight and tomorrow morning. My trusty little spade here. This thing is, you know, my right hand. Then I've got a longer, bigger spade. We love these solid steel spades. Real heavy duty spade like this can do a lot of prying and a lot of cutting and a lot of digging and all kinds of stuff. And then just a couple shovels and a rake. And that's really all I think I'm gonna need. Plus, my beauty, my best friend, Senorita Ditch Witch here. This Gemma will do most of the heavy lifting on this job. We love these. Little SK800. This is a sweet unit, and with the forks and the bucket, we'll be able to do this whole landscape really quickly. We got a couple of beautiful blood-good Japanese maples here. Clump form, really love the blood-good variety. So I'll cut this open and see some really cool form. I'll probably have to do some trimming on these inevitably to thin them out and clean them up a little, but real happy with these 2. Got an Amelanchier here. Again, clump form, serviceberry, and then a couple of nice, big, beautiful white pine trees. These are all bound up and everything, I get that, but once I cut them open and give them a little shake, give them a little love, they'll be quite beautiful. We did also get a huge pile of mulch delivered. This is a cedar mulch. It smells really nice. Locally ground and produced there. Cedar mulch will be awesome. So I'll show you guys through what I'm thinking and what we're gonna do on this one. They have 2 little kids, like I said, and they're running up and down and they're all over the place all the time. They've got this super cute little tree fort playhouse up there. And so we wanted to make the landscape fun and playful and accessible for them. So we're gonna keep it pretty heavy duty and simple. Up through here, we're gonna have a mulch pathway that will sweep up through here, and then I'll start tucking those boulders, you know, into this hillside and kind of have a loose wall here, all planted and everything, and there'll be sort of a Z trail cutting up this hillside. So I'll cut in here with some boulders, you know, boulders, boulders, boulders. It'll come up through to here, cut in this way, more, like I said, more boulders here, sort of in a loose fashion to have it a planted slope. And then this Z trail or switchback like trail will come up this slope here. Obviously we'll get rid of all this weedy stuff and clear this all up. Come up to this point here, and then all this that's really just a big muddy mess. This is gonna be all sodded. So we're gonna sod this, be a really nice level lawn up here so they can hang out, have a little fire pit and play games with the kids and stuff. So this will be really cool. I'm gonna spot a few of those trees on this bank. The Japanese maples, one of them goes on this corner right down here, right on the corner of this porch. It's gonna be super cool. The other Jap maple I'm gonna put right here, somewhere on this corner. And then this slope mess right here is gonna get all tuned up by placing some really neat boulders, backfilling this with a lot of that topsoil, and planting this. So up here you can see one Annabelle hydrangea right here. And Melissa, one of the owners here and our good friend, Melissa loves Annabelle hydrangeas. So I'm gonna continue this theme and give her a whole hedge of Annabelle hydrangeas right along the top here. And then this really cool boulder wall, all planted in front of this beautiful sod lawn. I know it doesn't look like all that right now, but it's gonna real soon. Then I just brought these up here, a couple of beautiful stone steps. I'm gonna put those here. So I'll have a little stone staircase that'll lead up to this landing here, because for whatever reason there never was. It was just sort of a step off into this mud. But I'll have these two stone steps here, flanked by some really cool boulders that'll step right out into that sod lawn here. And then there'll be a nice little foundation bed along here. That one of those Jap maples is gonna go right here on this corner. This bed will wrap around here. Like I said, that Z trail is so that bed will wrap around here and turn into this boulder wall slope. And then the Z trail comes here, down and out. We've got plenty of boulders to play with for making all this happen. So any remaining boulders that we have, we'll kind of pepper into this bank across the driveway here. Pepper in a few boulders and tucking them into here so that once we have this all finished out, we can do some really cool drifts of ferns and ground cover and stuff and just let them go natural. And it's gonna be quite stunning. So we have a lot to do in a very short amount of time. It's the evening right now of Friday. So I think I'm gonna try to get started just a little bit, maybe set a few boulders, maybe put a tree or two in just to get a little start this evening, but mostly start off tomorrow and dive into this one, making it beautiful, making it happen. And it's gonna be quite a cool surprise to see them come home and be like, oh my God, you know, probably start crying and all that. So that'll be fun. Hopefully we can catch that on film and you guys can see that whole surprise. I'm sure that we will. We'll make sure we do. So stay tuned, let's catch this, and all right, let's get after it. right, so that's a little wrap for this Friday evening start. I wanted to get this little staircase in and just kind of get a feel for the site and get a feel for how it's going to flow. So I jumped in a little bit. Tomorrow, though, a couple of my guys are going to be showing up, and we'll really be jamming on this. We'll get the rest of this boulder, this kind of mixed meandering boulder wall, this loose wall in here, get all the trees in, get that path down through. You know, the big mission of the morning will be to set all the boulders and get the soil in and stuff. So we'll get all the shaping done, and then planting. I honestly, with a couple of my real good guys, and of course my lady Ditch Witch, we'll probably have most of this done tomorrow, and just a little bit of wrapping up to do and cleaning up to do and stuff on Sunday morning before the big arrival of Matt and Melissa. So I can't wait for them to see it. I'm starting to envision it and see it and feel it now that I got a little taste of the site. I love the way this little staircase turned out. It's gonna be really cool and fun to plant all these little pockets and make it look like it's been here forever. So yeah, this is gonna be a cool one. I'm glad that you guys are coming along for the ride, and it'll be fun to show you guys and be a part of the big reveal. So let's keep rocking it. Okay, so I also wanted to mention, for those of you watching at home, that this Ditch Witch SK800 is an incredible piece of machinery, very strong, powerful machine, but I have literally thousands of hours of experience on these, and so I make it look easy. I am going fast and kind of wild with this thing, but I know how to have that gentle, perfect little touch and stuff with it. So if you do rent one or give one a try or something, or get on any equipment, don't drive like I do. Don't do this at home. Trust me, I have a ton of time on these things, so I know what it can do and I know how to kind of finesse it. All right, well, good morning of day 2, second day here. And I just got here about an hour ago and got a bunch more boulders set and stuff like that. And I'm gonna set a couple of these trees to get them in there, because with a project like this, we're really trying to sort of, you know, work our way out. Getting boulders set, getting trees set, getting all the soil in there and stuff, and working our way down this hill and down the slope and everything, so that as we leave the site with the machine and everything, we're not going back in and tearing it up, because as you've seen, you know, spinning this thing around and things like that just really tear it up on a sandy site like this. So this morning I've got a bunch more boulders set there and everything, and starting to set a few trees. My guys that are coming down from Mackinac are on their way, and they'll be here in a couple hours or so. And so when they get here, I'll have them, you know, they'll be working right alongside me, but I'm just gonna set a lot of these trees in the holes and stuff for now, and set them in the areas so I can keep the machine running. And then when they get here, I'll have them cut them all open and dress them up and get them all backfilled and soaked in and everything really well, so we can go through that process and whatnot. This Amelanchier here is going in next. This is a clump serviceberry. This is a native tree here in northern Michigan. We use a ton. It can handle the shade pretty well, and it looks like in the nursery they wrapped an extra little diaper of burlap around this thing, and probably just because it was a little bit of an older ball, and just to protect it in transport a bit. But I'm gonna just take that off, scoop onto this thing, and when the guys get here, I'll have them cut a lot of this metal off, cut the cage, you know, cut the cage off as much as we can, and cut this all open and really open it right up. And a lot of times we like to cut all the metal off completely and get all that out of there before we're sinking any trees to, you know, negate any risk of girdling or anything like that. But these white pines, I'm noticing, were definitely sand grown. This is a very sandy ball here. probably grown fairly locally here in northern Michigan. And so because of that, especially how large these are, taking that cage off, it's just going to be a big mess, and the integrity of the ball will completely disintegrate. So we'll put these in as is and then come down and cut a lot of that metal off, especially for those top lateral roots that come off of these big white pines. So it'll be fine. I don't think we'll have any issue doing it that way. So I'm gonna fire this bad daddy up. It's just been me and my girl last night and this morning, which has been fun, but I'm excited to get the guys here in just a little bit. But anyway, I'll fire her up, grab this tree, and go jam it in. I already got the hole all prepped out. All right, well, it is now mid-afternoon here, and we've been jamming really well, but we dug into a ground nest, yellow jacket ground nest, or Paul did here rather. So Doug and Paul are here, and Doug was welcomed by this beautiful surprise. So we're taking a little break, and we sprayed them off, because that's what you got to do. But the site's looking good. We've got our little trail starting to take shape up through here. We've got some more boulders to set. We're gonna let those, that ground nest dissipate and let those guys die off or move off or whatever it is they're gonna do. And yeah, fortunately Paul's not allergic or anything like that. We put a little Benadryl in him, and after a couple of cold beers, he's gonna be in real good shape. But I'll tell you what, you know, he ought to be in Tokyo, because I've never seen a guy run like that. He probably could pass all those guys in the 100-meter dash. That's what he ought to do, is just light them up at the starting line, stir into one of those nests, and those guys would all be like doing a 7-second 100. Anyway. Going well here, jamming, and we're gonna take a quick break and get back to it in a minute. All right, so it's evening time. Time to kind of clean up and call it a day. We're hungry, tired. The bee's nest midday did not help things, but that was handled. But all in all, it went pretty well today. We got all the stonework done except for one more little wall we'll do in the morning. And then we just have to kind of clean up and grade out and shape everything. And then we'll be planting. So I think that we definitely still have a half to 3/4 day tomorrow, and I think Matt and Melissa are coming back tomorrow late afternoon, so we'll be right down to the wire, definitely with all the final details and cleanup and styling it out to make sure that they come back and are just totally freaked out with the big reveal, which will be cool. But our switchback trail up through here turned out awesome. I'm excited to get that all cleaned up and raked out, get all the boulders cleaned off, and then that'll be a nice little mulch path up to that level sod area up there where they'll be able to have their fire pit and everything. So it really did turn out great. The shaping is awesome. The boulders are great. And all the trees are in. I guess there's only 5 trees and then a lot of shrubs, perennials, and stuff to plant tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a good day. We'll get up early, crush it out, get this site cleaned up, and heading toward the finish. It'll be pretty exciting. All right, hey everybody, it is now the morning of the second day, and it's been pouring rain all night, of course, and pouring rain hard this morning. It's just sort of kind of starting to lighten up a little bit, but we've been at it, going strong this morning, trying to push because Matt and Melissa are coming home this afternoon a little later. We haven't gotten an update on that, on timing yet, but we pushed this morning through the rain. We got almost all the remaining rock work done, and now we're just grading and raking out and actually starting to lay out plants. So I've got some of the hydrangeas laid out and where they're going, and some of the perennials, and I'm going to be jamming on that for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, probably get everything, all the potted stuff, the shrubs and perennials laid out, and then once we get those sunk, we'll mulch the entire site, kind of then rake out, clean up the mulch, tuck it in really good and everything like that, and get all these pockets nice and filled and the stones cleaned off like that. And then we don't have a tremendous amount of ground cover. Some of it didn't show up yet, but we'll get all the ground cover that we do have in and planted in and stuff. And then we got to do a big cleanup. Sod, clean up, yeah. So anyway, lots to do today before they show up, so we'll be jamming in the rain. It's gonna be fun.
Whoa, what is that over there? Well, it's nice to see. It looks like they're putting the final touches into the fry house. Very nice to see this happen. Jack Barnwell looks like he's doing a great job over there. It's just so beautiful to look across at this every day. And, of course, we love the fries. It was the blight of the neighborhood though, but not anymore.
All right, so it is now sometime mid-afternoon, and we've been jamming. It did clear off, so that's awesome. And we were able to get all the planting done, all the mulching done, our switchback trail. The kids are gonna love this, running up through the garden here and everything is done. I'm really excited about the way this is all coming together. It's really looking sweet. Matt and Melissa and the girls will be here in 2 hours or 2.5 hours, something like that. And we're just waiting on the sod delivery. which should be here any minute. So as soon as the sod gets here, we'll slam that down up there on that upper level that's gonna be all sod. We should be able to get that down, knit that in, and have this place looking really, really sweet. So when they show up, they're just gonna be freaking out. So if, knock on wood, everything works out perfectly, so they roll up and everything's done, I think it's gonna work out. All right, everybody, so it's now Sunday afternoon here again. We've got about an hour until they get here. And all we have to do is throw this sod down. We got the lighting in while we're waiting for the sod to show up. Paul, total trooper, even after the bee stings and everything. He's a beast. Paul and I put all the lighting in, and he's really, really good at lighting. So we got 9 path lights and 4 up lights in. So some of the trees are uplit, and we've got these beautiful full brass path lights in. Super gorgeous. All that's in and buried and everything like that. Looking sweet. And the last element is laying down this beautiful Kentucky bluegrass sod. So we'll bust this out, get the sod in, set up a couple chairs, maybe a glass, a bottle of wine, and get everything cleaned up, tuned up, tightened up. And Melissa and the family are gonna show up and totally freak out. So I'm pretty excited about that. And but we gotta get going. So.
Jack Barnwell, how's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Still on the road.
Yeah.
Making our way back up. Probably be there within the hour.
Okay. Well, Karen and I are going to be in your neck of the woods tonight, seeing some friends, and thought we'd stop by. So we're around. You said you'll be back in about an hour?
Probably a little over an hour. We might stop and get some ice cream for the kids. They've been being pretty patient.
Stop and get some ice cream. That's a good idea. I think you should. Yeah. Definitely. But okay, we'll be around. We'll stop by the house in like an hour and a half or so, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Good to see the boys and Karen.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. I'll see you then.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, sweet. Stopping to get ice cream. Good idea. So that means we have about an hour or so. Hopefully they get double scoop. I gotta cut in all this sod. Cut in the edges, a lot of cleanup, and make sure the site looks sweet. And yeah, just clean up, style it all out. I do have a couple of cool red Adirondack chairs that I got for them that are gonna look really pretty and funky and cool, especially with their house color. So I got a lot of work to do. 1 hour. No, you have to keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Tight. Come back here behind the machine. Keep your eyes closed.
No peeking, girl.
Where's the machine?
I gotta be down here and hide behind the machine. Are you guys super excited to see your brand new surprise landscape?
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to say, move that ditch witch.
Move
that ditch witch.
Oh my God, Jack.
Cool, right?
Oh my God, can I go see it now? Mommy! Oh my God, it looks like a home.
It looks like a home.
Mommy, can I go sit on Mommy's lap? Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Mommy, I found a really good sitting lap.
It gets better. It gets better. It gets better.
I didn't expect that.
didn't expect anything.
It's gonna be even cooler because we still have a few things to do, a few plantings to do, a few fine tunings to do. Yeah, so this is the new path up through here. Instead of
as long as I can be here with you, everything's alright. I'll be right here.
What do you think of the little Isn't that cool?
You're such a good artist. This isn't cool.
Took shape. It's sweet. I love the switchback trail. You know, up through here is really,
I like the
really
path.
cool.
The path's my favorite.
And the pedal
I'm
going.
never gonna want to leave this
It's gonna be nice.
yard.
It's gonna be nice.
It's so good.
Remember when we thought we were gonna move? I like the sitting blocks.
You're like, it looks like a home.
Ryan.
I know, but we just wanted it for so long.
I was just showing, look at these pictures I was just showing Tyler.
That's how I know. 7 years.
Wait, what?
All right, Melissa, so you've just shown up here and welcome home.
Thanks.
What do you think? What's your first reaction and feeling?
My first reaction was like, you made my house a home. It's so beautiful. And I've been waiting for so long. And I went away this weekend and celebrated my husband's friend getting married. And I come back to this and I didn't expect all of this at all. And so, Jack, thank you so much.
It's awesome. I'm so glad that I was able to do it for you guys, and I'm super excited to see it all fill in, and you know, for you guys to enjoy it forever and ever and ever.
Thank you. Thank you so much.